What if I told you that a small bowl of nuts, the kind you've been eating for years because you thought they were healthy, could be quietly harming your heart, your blood sugar, and even your memory after 60? Last winter, a 72-year-old grandfather named Ahmed collapsed at a family gathering. No smoking, no alcohol. He ate healthy. But when his doctor looked closely, the culprit wasn't meat or sugar. It was the nuts he ate every single day. Today, I'm going to reveal 4 nuts seniors should never eat, and 4 powerful nuts you must choose instead if you want stronger bones, a sharper brain, and a longer, healthier life. Stay with me, because the last swap could add years to your independence. As people grow older, their bodies no longer process food the same way they once did, and this is especially important when it comes to foods that are often labeled as healthy, like nuts. Aging naturally slows metabolism, meaning calories and fats are burned more slowly and stored more easily. At the same time, insulin sensitivity declines, making blood sugar harder to control, and the cardiovascular system becomes more sensitive to excess sodium and unhealthy fats. Because of these changes, certain nuts that may not cause problems in younger adults can quietly create serious health risks for seniors when eaten regularly. Many nuts sold in stores are heavily salted, sugar-coated, or fried in refined oils. These additions turn a nutritious food into a hidden threat. Excess salt puts extra pressure on aging blood vessels, raising blood pressure and increasing the risk of heart attack and stroke. Added sugars cause rapid spikes in blood glucose, which is dangerous for older adults who already have prediabetes or diabetes, or who are at risk of developing it. Fried nuts, especially those cooked in low-quality vegetable oils, promote chronic inflammation, a key driver of arthritis, heart disease, memory decline, and even certain cancers in later life. Another issue is that aging digestive systems are more sensitive. Greasy, heavily processed nuts can cause bloating, acid reflux, and discomfort, making it harder for seniors to absorb nutrients properly. Over time, this can lead to fatigue, weakness, and nutrient deficiencies, even when calorie intake is high. This is why simply assuming that nuts are healthy without looking at how they are prepared can be misleading and harmful for older adults. The key is understanding that the nut itself is not always the problem. It is the processing and additives that make certain nuts unsafe for aging bodies. Choosing raw or dry roasted nuts without added salt or sugar allows seniors to benefit from healthy fats, fiber, and minerals without placing extra stress on the heart, blood sugar, or joints. Awareness and careful selection can turn nuts back into a supportive food instead of a silent risk. For example, consider a 68-year-old man who eats a large bowl of honey-roasted peanuts every evening because he believes they are a healthy snack. Over time, his blood pressure rises and his blood sugar becomes difficult to control, despite no major changes in his main meals. When he switches to a small handful of unsalted walnuts or almonds each day, his glucose readings stabilize and his blood pressure begins to improve, showing how the right choice makes all the difference for an aging body. Many seniors believe that if a food comes from nature, it must automatically be safe and healthy, and nuts often fall into this category. While nuts in their natural form are rich in healthy fats, protein, and minerals, the problem begins when salt, sugar, and sweet coatings are added during processing. Aging bodies handle sodium and sugar very differently than younger ones. With age, blood vessels become less flexible, kidneys work less efficiently, and blood sugar regulation weakens. When nuts are heavily salted or coated with honey, sugar, or syrups, they stop being a health food and start acting like a slow, hidden threat. Excess salt is especially dangerous for seniors. Salt causes the body to retain water, increasing blood volume and putting extra pressure on the heart and arteries. Over time, this raises blood pressure and significantly increases the risk of heart attack and stroke. Many older adults already consume salt unknowingly through bread, soups, sauces, and packaged foods. Adding salted nuts on top of that daily intake can quietly push sodium levels far beyond what the body can safely handle. Added sugar creates a different but equally serious problem. Sugar-coated or honey-roasted nuts cause rapid spikes in blood glucose, followed by sharp crashes. These swings can leave seniors feeling tired, dizzy, irritable, or mentally foggy. Repeated blood sugar spikes worsen insulin resistance, increase belly fat, and raise the risk of type 2 diabetes. They also fuel chronic inflammation, which plays a major role in joint pain, memory decline, and heart disease in older age. What makes this particularly dangerous is that sugar on nuts does. Taste is obviously sweet as desserts, so people consume more without realizing the impact. The nut itself is rarely the enemy. It is the added salt, sugar, and artificial flavorings that turn a beneficial food into a harmful one. When seniors choose raw or dry-roasted nuts with no added ingredients, they receive the benefits without placing extra stress on their heart, blood sugar, or kidneys. Reading labels and being mindful of preparation methods becomes a crucial part of healthy aging. For example, a 70-year-old woman regularly snacks on honey-roasted mixed nuts while watching television, believing she is making a smart choice instead of eating cookies. Over several months, she notices weight gain and afternoon fatigue, and her blood sugar readings creep upward. When she switches to a small handful of unsalted almonds or walnuts each day, her energy stabilizes and her glucose levels improve, proving that it wasn't the nuts harming her health, but what was added to them. Many people are surprised to learn that some nuts can raise blood sugar more than expected, especially when eaten in large portions or without balance. While nuts are often praised for being low-carb and diabetes-friendly, not all nuts affect the body the same way. Certain varieties contain higher amounts of carbohydrates and lower fiber relative to fat and protein. In younger adults, the body may handle this without obvious consequences, but in seniors, blood sugar regulation is already more fragile due to age-related insulin resistance and slower metabolic responses. As we age, the pancreas becomes less efficient at releasing insulin, and cells do not respond to insulin as effectively as they once did. When a senior eats a nut that contains more digestible carbohydrates, particularly in large quantities, glucose can enter the bloodstream faster than expected. This can lead to noticeable blood sugar spikes, followed by crashes that cause fatigue, weakness, shakiness, or brain fog. Over time, repeated spikes strain the body and worsen glucose control, increasing the risk of progressing from prediabetes to type 2 diabetes. Another hidden issue is portion size. Nuts are easy to overeat because they are small, crunchy, and often eaten mindlessly while watching television or reading. Even nuts with moderate carbohydrate content can cause problems when portions double or triple without notice. Seniors may believe they are choosing a safe snack, but excessive intake can still overwhelm the body's ability to manage glucose effectively. This is particularly concerning for those already dealing with diabetes, as frequent spikes can contribute to nerve damage, kidney stress, vision problems, and poor circulation over time. Balance is the key factor. Pairing nuts with adequate fiber, healthy fats and protein, and choosing varieties known for a gentler blood sugar response helps slow digestion and glucose release. Eating nuts in measured amounts rather than straight from the bag makes a significant difference. The goal is not to eliminate nuts, but to understand how different types and portions interact with an aging body. For example, a 66-year-old man with prediabetes begins eating large handfuls of cashews every afternoon because he heard nuts help control hunger. Within weeks, he notices his evening blood sugar readings are consistently higher and he feels unusually tired after snacking. When he switches to a smaller portion of almonds or walnuts and limits himself to one measured handful per day, his blood sugar stabilizes and his energy improves. This simple adjustment shows how awareness and moderation can protect long-term health in seniors. As people grow older, the body becomes more vulnerable to inflammation, bone loss, memory decline, and heart strain. This is where the right nuts can play a powerful role, almost like natural medicine when chosen wisely and eaten in proper amounts. Nuts such as walnuts, almonds, pistachios, and unsalted peanuts are packed with nutrients that directly target the most common problems seniors face, not by masking symptoms, but by supporting the body at a cellular level. Walnuts are especially valuable for brain and heart health. They are rich in omega-3 fatty acids, which help reduce chronic inflammation and improve blood vessel function. In seniors, chronic inflammation is linked to arthritis pain, heart disease, and cognitive decline. Omega-3s help protect brain cells, improve memory, and may slow age-related mental decline. Almonds, on the other hand, are excellent for bone and muscle health. They provide magnesium, calcium, and vitamin E, nutrients that support strong bones, prevent muscle weakness, and protect cells from oxidative damage that accelerates aging. Pistachios contribute to heart and eye health. They help lower bad cholesterol while increasing good cholesterol, improving overall circulation. Better circulation means more oxygen and nutrients reach the brain, muscles, and organs, which is critical for seniors who often struggle with fatigue and cold extremities. Unsalted peanuts, when eaten in moderation, provide plant-based protein and healthy fats that support muscle maintenance and steady energy levels, helping older adults stay active and independent. What makes these nuts so effective is not just one nutrient, but the combination of healthy fats, fiber, antioxidants, and minerals working together. Fiber helps control blood sugar and digestion, healthy fats protect the heart, and antioxidants fight cell damage caused by aging. Unlike processed foods or supplements, these nutrients come in a form the body recognizes and absorbs more easily. However, prepara. Sion matters. Raw or dry-roasted nuts without added salt or sugar preserve these benefits, while heavily processed versions cancel them out. For example, a 71-year-old woman with joint stiffness and mild memory issues adds a small handful of walnuts and almonds to her daily routine, replacing salty snacks. After a few months, she notices less morning stiffness, improved focus while reading, and steadier energy throughout the day. This simple change shows how the right nuts, chosen thoughtfully, can truly act like natural medicine for aging bodies. Even the healthiest nuts can quietly become harmful when portion size is ignored, especially for seniors. Nuts are dense in calories, fats, and natural carbohydrates, which means a small amount delivers a lot of energy. In younger bodies, this excess may be burned off more easily, but aging bodies process calories more slowly. When seniors regularly eat large portions of nuts, those extra calories are more likely to be stored as fat, leading to gradual weight gain that strains the heart, joints, and metabolism. Digestive comfort is another overlooked issue. As we age, digestion slows and becomes more sensitive. Large servings of nuts can cause bloating, gas, acid reflux, or stomach discomfort because nuts are high in fat and fiber. While fiber is beneficial in the right amount, too much at once can overwhelm the digestive system of an older adult, making them feel heavy, uncomfortable, or fatigued after eating. This discomfort often discourages regular eating patterns and can interfere with proper nutrient absorption. Portion size also directly affects blood sugar control. Although many nuts have a low glycemic impact, eating them in excess still introduces a significant load of calories and carbohydrates into the bloodstream. For seniors with prediabetes or diabetes, large portions can lead to unexpected blood sugar SPI. Yes, even when the nut itself is considered healthy. This can result in energy crashes, increased hunger later in the day, and poorer long-term glucose control. The key is consistency rather than quantity. A small handful of nuts, roughly 20 to 30 grams, provides enough healthy fats, protein, fiber, and minerals to support heart, brain, and muscle health without overwhelming the body. This controlled portion allows seniors to enjoy the benefits of nuts daily, while avoiding the risks associated with overeating. Measuring portions instead of eating straight from the bag is one of the simplest but most powerful habits for healthy aging. It's important to remember that more is not better when it comes to nutrition in later life. The body thrives on balance. Proper portions help maintain a healthy weight, protect digestion, stabilize blood sugar, and ensure nuts remain a supportive food rather than a hidden problem. For example, a 69-year-old man begins snacking on almonds for heart health but eats several large handfuls each evening while watching television. Over time, he notices weight gain and frequent indigestion. When he switches to measuring one small handful per day and eats it slowly with a meal, his digestion improves,